All right, attempt number two. My dog stepped on my cord that was plugged in. So, again, this is mental health Monday. We're talking about randomness and just going with the randomness that is life. Kind of talking about just planned happenstance. A planned happenstance is kind of preparing for the uncertainty of what's to come. You can't really plan for the unexpected, so happenstance is kind of practicing the skills of that kind of focus on adaptability and whatnot. I already did the spiel. If you want to hear the spiel beforehand, go watch one of the other videos. I'm not a professional. Take everything you hear with a grain of salt. I'm working towards my master's in clinical counseling. Um, so just kind of one right now that I'm currently practicing is emotional regulation. I was irritated that my dog had to step on something and make me have to do it, but then again, she was just exploring. She did nothing wrong, and kind of just being able to take that step back and not react in an emotional way is part of plan happenstance. It's kind of understanding your emotions and being able to cognitively separate one from the other and not react emotionally. I mean, that's a lot with the clinical counseling profession. Because we are going to be emotional. We are humans. We can't just shut off our emotions, but how we deal with our emotions really reflect on how emotionally mature we are, and how mature we are just kind of in general. Because everything that happens to us is going to constitute a reaction, but if emotions influence it, it can tend to become problematic in a cyclical way to kind of create more problems down the road. But yeah, kind of back to plan happenstance. That's kind of one something that I've come across, especially we talked about it in our career counseling class this semester, and it just kind of goes to go with like the counselors you had in high school and kind of just planning for what's to come. Even though you may not know what is to come. It's kind of preparing for the unexpected, but you can't really be prepared. So it's kind of funny to think about. It's an odd concept. Um, I forget the five happenstance. Uh, Crumbolts. It's by Crumbolts. So if you want to look it up, there is um, five aspects that you kind of work on, and I just can't remember them off the top of my head. Maybe four. This one has four. I'm currently on just Crumbolt's theory on careers.gov.t.nz. So it talks about curiosity, explore, learning opportunities. Learning as much as you can, I think, will help create the best environment for you to succeed in any way, shape, or form. Because although you may not be able to use it in a practical sense, some of the information that you have, you may be able to use some of it as a conversation starter and kind of something that can be utilized in a way that something that you both have interest in. So learning as much as you can, constantly just craving knowledge and kind of obtaining it any shape or form. This could be something along the lines of knowing how to play the piano, and maybe you're having a conversation with someone that also knows how to play the piano, and being able to have that conversation and learning the opportunities. You may have learned it yourself, or seeked out that information or obtained the knowledge in one way to how to play it, and but there may not be a piano in front of you. So but being able to kind of talk about it in a not so much of a practical sense, but more of a kind of conceptualized way, it will allow you to kind of relate to a person and see what other aspects that you may have. So again, it's not a practical way because you wouldn't sit down. There's no piano to sit down at and show each other your guys' skills. Um, but it is something that you can kind of use to your advantage when it just is like a talking point. So again, that's just one of the things in Chromebook's theory. Persistence to deal with obstacles. Persistence and obstacles are something that's a guarantee in life, or obstacles are a guarantee in life. Persistence um, to deal with them is not a constant in life. Some people just decide not to deal with them ever. They don't have any type of persistence, and that can be problematic in itself as well. Because if you have these obstacles that are constantly in your way, and you're not trying to better yourself or put yourself in a better scenario to be able to overcome these obstacles, uh, they're just gonna pile up. I mean, it's just that's just life, unfortunately. Pain and suffering kind of come along with life, but we digress and we continue on. So, practicing perseverance to avoid obstacles, because that kind of goes along with like adaptability and being able to kind of just adapt to new environments, especially when they come with obstacles, because they always do. And the next one, what flexibility to address a variety of circumstances and events. Again, flexibility. Again, going along with adversity, being able to kind of go with the flow. Whatever changes in environment, being able to change your energy to kind of match it, complement it, or supplement it, and just creating that environment that you're able to create homeostasis in that dynamic of whatever environment you may be in. Will provide you the best kind of one. You'll be able to read the room, you'll be able to read people, you'll be able to read the situation. And in doing those three things and being able to kind of reflect energy that matches it or supplements it or complements it, you're able to now read people's kind of perspective as well as personality, and knowing how to kind of traverse the different social constructs that may be present in the current dynamic that is in the room. And that can be so helpful, just meeting new people and stuff in that way, because then you see so many different varieties of people and who they are, how they feel, how they react, how they behave, how they um, use certain emotions. And just being able to read those things is just such a good thing to kind of become a people person and be able to pick up on those important social cues that may be important to how how you accomplish things and how you make relationships. And the last one is optimism to maximize benefits from unplanned events. This one's a huge one, because as humans, I know we're very negative. We tend to focus on the negative and what can go wrong. But there is optimism or there can be optimism to maximize benefits in unplanned events. So something going with the flow, again, that kind of takes me back to that, and just what can you gain out of this? What information, what knowledge, what experience can you gain from this current thing that is happening that you can then utilize and use to your benefit in the future? Whether it be attending a play, seeing how they go up and down in notes or octaves, just like something like that, or possibly going to what's it called? I'm drawing a complete blank. Maybe attending a um, class event and seeing how people present and learning and taking in certain aspects that they did well in presenting, and or some things that they didn't do well, and kind of implementing that into your type. Um, because there's always benefits to be had, but you have to a lot of the time get creative how you're going to utilize it, and continually be optimistic about being able to benefit from these unplanned events, because um, you never know what's going to happen. Unplanned events happen all the time, especially in our country today. You see on the news constantly, and it's sad, but there is possibility to benefit and maximize benefits when it comes to these unplanned events. Um, Obviously, you want to do it ethically. There are a lot of people that don't do it ethically, and sometimes they get rewarded. But I will always strive to be the ethical and morally driven when it comes to using these benefits, because it's very easy to kind of succumb to all the bad things and all the negativity that comes into this world. And being able to kind of stop and not add to it is a beautiful thing that we have the decision and choice to make. So I think that's the correct one, is kind of making decisions and looking for benefits that are both ethical and moral. Even sometimes when you got to toe the line a little bit. But again, that's we can talk about moral and ethics forever. I mean, there's so many people that kind of traverse that entire topic, but that's for another day. Um, but yeah, so those are the four main things that crumbles. I could have sworn there was five that we learned about, so I'm probably missing one. So make sure you check those out. I know some people just aren't wouldn't react positively with planned happenstance just because of the going with the flow nature of it, but it can work for a lot of people, and it definitely works for me. I enjoy it the most because it allows me to remember that such thing as free will, being able to kind of go with the flow and make decisions on the fly. And the more situations you're uncomfortable in, the more experiences you'll have that will make it come easier to you when you're in similar situations or situations that may have similar dynamics. And those experiences will benefit you. Going back to the maximizing benefits part, and because they're unplanned events, there's always things that are happening, always things that are changing, and there's always things that can be done. So um yeah, so that was just something I just wanted to talk about. um Again, I mean, my professor reached out to me and asked, I reached out to our class and see if anyone wanted to do an existential um framework study slash research. And me and my one friend reached out, even though I'm super stressed out right now trying to finish up my finals and get prepared for this summer practicum slash internship and everything, and my last year of grad school, just trying to a little bit do everything while I'm doing work. It's just a lot, but these unplanned events, being able to get published is something that I definitely want to do. And so I'm accepting this and trying to see how I can benefit. I do have a lot of work to do in the next day, but again, it is something that I think will help benefit me. And if not, I will learn a lot in the process to help me in the future. And basically, I think a lot of the plan happenstance really focuses on investing in yourself now and learning certain skills, opportunities, and just learning as much as you can when it comes to knowledge and information, because you never know when that's going to come up or become a talking point or something that can benefit you in a different scenario. So, I guess today's topic is just continually learn. Don't get content with where you are. Uh, you can be content where you are, but you should always seek knowledge and information, because I really don't think that there's anything negative that can come from that. So, thank you for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next video.